Well, good evening, everyone. This is Rick Phillips with CampusNation.com, the Internet Sports Authority. I'm here making sure that I don't get hit by a volleyball in the head. That's one of the dangers of doing volleyball. They usually are coming from everywhere, and especially when they're trying to practice, because it's a little bit more of an uncontrolled atmosphere with all the ladies hitting balls, hitting them up in the air, and getting ready, getting warmed up for the match tonight. Tonight's match, Northeastern, the Jets come in to play the Greeneview Rams. And tonight's game being brought to you by Destination Outlets in Jeffersonville, Ohio. Destination Outlets, the home to the WZAA and also Campus Nation Studios. There will be some big changes coming in the near future towards the end of the year that we will announce, some new station locations and that. But for the meantime, we are at Destination Outlets. And if you're in the area, stop by and say hi to us. Tonight's match will begin probably, looks like in about 10 and a half minutes. A lot of that just depends on when the junior varsity matches wrap up. In this case, the junior varsity matches were won by Greeneview, the Rams, in straight sets. And at the junior varsity level, I believe it's 2 out of 3. At the varsity level, it is 3 out of 5. So we'll be starting that 3 out of 5 or 5 out of 5 or whatever here in about 10 minutes. We have someone new on our broadcast team. She will be in shortly. I'm going to let her introduce herself, give you a little background on her. I'm going to hold this off so that it's a big surprise. I will give you a hint, though. She did play volleyball for Greeneview at one time. So that's my only hint. Now, of course, Greeneview has graduated a lot of girls volleyball players over the years. But we'll see who it is here in about 9.5 minutes. Tonight we've got multiple cameras. They're, once again, almost trying to take me out here. I'm going to switch this so that you can see what I see, or some of the things that I see. And we will see all the cameras that are operating. That is our camera. And that is from above. Greeneview's gym has a second level. They use it a lot for, I think, where the football team works out, and it's not really it's not a full gym. But it's an area that looks over the volleyball court, gives us a good panorama of the court, and that's what you're seeing now. Our main camera is this camera here. This camera can actually be moved around, so we can adjust it, and we can control what you see on this camera, and I have that control right here with me, so you can see that from that perspective. Then we also have a more traditional perspective. This is the mid-court perspective, and once again we are up in the stands, above the stands, I guess you could say, and that is from mid-court there. That gives you a good view right down the line. And then lastly, the most important is the talent cam. The talent cam will give you an actual view of the individuals that are doing the broadcast. So just a hi, that is yours truly, Rick Phillips of Campus Nation. Want to shout out to Joe Davis. Joe Davis is a volleyball ref. He teaches volleyball refs. And I'm not sure exactly where he is tonight, but one of the reasons he doesn't do our volleyball matches is simply because Joe, he's busy reffing volleyball. So those are our camera perspectives, and as long as I don't get taken out before the game begins, I guess we'll be okay. We've got 7 minutes and 20 seconds. We're counting down, and I've talked with our on-air talent. She will be in. I know we'll probably have to make some changes here so that our talent gets here a little earlier, simply because we don't want to go down to the wire. And we would like to have a little bit of chatter before we actually start the broadcast. But tonight's broadcast, I think we started at about 40 minutes after the hour. Typically, we would probably start it at least at quarter after the hour. But once again, since this new individual that's doing the broadcast with me, she is new. She did say she was excited, so I don't think she has any last-minute jitters, but she almost acted cool, calm, and collected like she's done this before, so who knows? We'll have to ask her when we get her on the air and see what her answer is. One thing we'd like to tell everybody, speaking of Greeneview, tomorrow night we are going to be in West Jefferson, Ohio, West Jefferson, for the Greeneview West Jeff matchup in football on Campus Nation. And that is an away game for Greeneview. We do most of Greeneview's home games. This is our lone away game that we will be doing for Greeneview. And West Jeff, up north of here, also we have a famous broadcaster here on Campus Nation. He did a lot of football broadcasts for Wilmington High School with Tony Mancuso. Jeff Merlin, he was actually a star quarterback for West Jefferson. He doesn't do many broadcasts for us anymore simply because he is up in Akron, Ohio, or close to Akron, Ohio, and so he doesn't get down this way that often. Plus, he's coaching some teams now. He's all excited about being able to do some coaching. So we wish him all the luck with his coaching this year. And so we do our broadcast at West Jeff tomorrow night on Campus Nation, and that broadcast, I guarantee you, will begin at 6:30. We have the famous Joe Davis along with Cody Snyder. Cody, this will be the first time that he's actually been on the broadcast with us as a broadcaster. He was in at halftime. Briefly, we talked between Wilmington and Miami Trace, and so he's going to be doing broadcasts for us, some of the football games and things that we're doing, and so we look forward to having him on the air with us tomorrow night, live from. I think my talent is walking down here, but anyway. One of the other things that we will tell you about, which may not have a lot of bearing at the high school level, but we've got college football that is coming up this Saturday. The game will begin at 12:30, and hello there. You can hop around that way. Watch the cord so you don't trip yourself. Anyway, it's going to be Concordia versus Oberlin, and that will start at 12:30 this Saturday. And that will be live from Oberlin, Ohio. So just the lineup for the next couple days here on Campus Nation. And I'm going to, as soon as you put that on, I'll turn your volume up. All right. Now, all I told people was that we had a new on-air personality tonight.
Okay.
And I didn't tell them any information about you because I wanted it to be a surprise. I did reveal that it was a Greeneview volleyball player from the past. And so why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you so that they know who's helping me who's a critical person in this two-person deal helping me do this game tonight.
My name is Caitlin Sweat. I went to Greeneview High School, middle school. I've been playing volleyball since the 6th grade. I played a couple years in college in Cincinnati. I grew up with Jan. She was my coach for a long time. I coached a year of JV high school volleyball, as well as some basketball. So I'm just excited to be here.
And we actually have you on that camera right there. So you want to make sure that you don't put your water in front of it. They won't be able to see you. But anyway, we've got cameras everywhere. I was going through the cameras with everyone. And so we'll start our main camera. This is the camera that I'm able to move so that if we need to get in on a shot. And then we have another camera. This is the camera, and I'm showing you, but we're not switching to them. This is the camera, obviously, down the line, down the net. This is another camera. You can see it's up there.
Yeah.
And of course, then the most important camera is the camera view. But anyway, so we do multiple cameras. We get a lot of angles, and it makes it really nice to get a good perspective of the game of volleyball, which doesn't get much credit, does it?
It does not.
No.
It does not.
No. And so one of the things that I picked up here so that we make sure, this is the Northeastern roster.
Yep.
So that you can identify people.
Yep.
This is the varsity roster for Greeneview. There is a young lady, I think, and maybe she's not on here, that was added. She had an emergency appendicitis.
She did,
okay.
Ava Moore.
Okay, so Ava is not on here. Oh, yes, she is, number 15.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I'm sure you'll know all these girls as far as for Greeneview, and maybe some of the girls you played against.
Well, what's crazy is some of the girls I had coached in like little camps and stuff like that, so it's really nice to see how they've grown and how they've formed as a player.
You don't look that old.
I know, right?
And then, of course, the other important thing is, in the event that you like doing this tonight, and maybe you have some other interest, I've got the complete schedule for our volleyball. We do volleyball for Greeneview, and we do volleyball for Miami Trace. So we would be at either school when they have home games. So I'll give that to you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And I certainly appreciate you coming out and lending your credibility to the crew. I'm very good at the running the show from the standpoint of the technical aspects.
Right.
But knowing volleyball, I don't.
So we should be good partners then, because I know volleyball pretty well.
That's.
But I've never done this, so this will
well,
be a first.
This is something that, once again, one of the things about Campus Nation, and we also own a local radio station in Jeffersonville, WZAA.
Okay.
So one of the things is, whatever we do, we always open it up to anyone that has any interest in any area of what we do. So if you find that there's something that hey, I'd like to learn that, or I'd like to maybe, because there's other things that we do. We're starting a new, we used to do a morning show. Mm-hmm. We're starting a new morning show the 18th of September, and that's from 10 to noon, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. We do football, and as I was telling our audience, we do tomorrow night, we're at West Jeff for the Greeneview West Jeff football game.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So there you go. And if you have an interest,
yeah. Do you ever do basketball?
We'll get you in. Oh, of course. We're going to be doing basketball, and a lot of volleyball players play basketball.
They do.
We know that. And then also, I guess we'll go for the national anthem. Huh?
Let's meet the lineups. First for Northeastern, coached by Paul Amers, assistant coach Skylar Plank. Number 1, Addison Planner. Number 2, Ava Planner. Number 5, Allie Paul. Number 7, Hadley Sebastian.
So they're introducing the Northeastern lineup now.
Number 9, Kylie Locke.
Did you go to Wright State?
I went to UC.
UC. Oh, okay. I thought I saw somewhere that you went to Wright State, so maybe that was just a. Well, I was going to say because I went to Wright State.
Oh, okay.
And we do all kinds of sports. We do college sports. We do Ohio State sports.
Okay.
We do hockey.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that we do. Just if there's a sport, we do it.
Right.
So anyway, and of course, we've got high school football tomorrow night. We've got college football on Saturday. We're traveling to Oberlin. I don't know if you know where that is. It's almost near Cleveland.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's where our game is Saturday. And but we're all over the state when it comes to a lot of the sports that we do.
The Northeastern coach has been coaching for a while. He was coaching when I was coaching, and even before then. So him and Jim know each other really well.
And I know there was that tough match that they had over at Miami Trace. No one likes losing, and obviously, but it was a very close match. Each one of the matches, and I think Miami Trace won out of 4 sets.
Okay.
But anyway, so that's the only other volleyball that we've done so far this year.
Okay.
But you see the schedule there, and if you have some interest, just let me know because there's some, and you might want to talk. Because I'm not sure exactly your counterpart, whether she's going to be. She leaves town a lot, or at least she said she was going to be out of town in September.
She does. She's going on a cruise, so I'm very jealous of her.
That's tough. I thought it was work. I was going to feel sorry for her because she had to go work, so she's going on a cruise.
She is.
Oh, well, shame on her.
I don't think so either, but we can borrow it.
Well, we thought that was ours. No. That's one thing you don't want to do. You don't want to be anywhere near the court when they're warming up.
Yeah.
Because the balls are going everywhere.
Right. I've actually had him as a ref before, too.
Have you? Mm-hmm. Do you know a gentleman named Joe Davis?
The name kind of sounds familiar.
He originally went to East Clinton.
Okay.
But anyway, he does a lot of refereeing, and he actually trains refs for volleyball.
Okay.
And that's where he is tonight. He would help us with our broadcast because he does our football, a lot of it with us. But when it comes to volleyball, he's busy reffing all over the state.
Right.
So he can't actually. He did our first game when we were at Miami Trace, but that was this first and last one. I think maybe he might do one at the end of the season. But,
that's exciting.
Oh, yeah. So, when did you graduate from Greeneview?
2019.
2019. Okay.
Yep.
And then you went to UC, or you're going to UC?
I went. COVID kind of knocked everything out of the picture.
Yep.
So I'm in nursing school right now at Sinclair.
Oh, okay.
So.
Well, they have a good nursing program.
They do.
Yeah.
It's very tough.
Uh-huh. I have no idea what the records are of these teams. I didn't get that information ahead of time, but I would say that Greeneview probably has more wins by far than they do losses. And they haven't really played that many. We don't do any Saturday games because we have college football, but
right.
Through the week we try to get as many as we can. Looks like an ace.
That was an ace by Zoe Tuttle.
Ace by Zoe Tuttle.
Did she lift that?
First time back
She
with
didn't
Ava.
lift that. She didn't lift that.
She did not.
Okay, all right.
She swept it.
She swept it. Okay, all right. Just want to make sure. Okay, I'm going to try to keep the score here. I don't normally do that, but because it goes so fast, I usually don't even put the scoreboard up. But we'll try it.
That was a pretty good hit.
Point Greeneview.
That was out.
Yep, that was out.
Yeah.
Starting off pretty strong for Greeneview.
You see my expertise. I can tell when it was on the other side of the line there. On a roll.
They are on a roll. The setter didn't break enough to the net for Northeastern, so she couldn't quite get there.
Kill by 6, make the win of the Jets.
Oh, 42. I'm doing pretty good.
You are doing pretty good.
Yeah.
It does go by really fast, though, so it is kind of challenging.
Yeah. There's some sports that it doesn't pay us to do a score bug, but since I'm not doing as much as I normally do as far as doing the broadcast, it's a little easier for me. Now, normally we have a camera person that actually operates this camera, but they're shooting for me. 5-2.
90 Jones into the game. Jets libero. Grand kill by Allie Truman.
So this is actually a league game? Is Northeastern in your league?
They are, but they're part of the, I want to say, North.
Division,
Yeah.
division, right.
So,
This is not a conference game, or
so yes and no. Every team that's in the South, I think we play twice.
right.
And then everyone in the North will only play once.
Now-
So it does count for a conference game. So it will, like, in the ranking, like, first, second, third. But it's not as important as the
Right, it's
South
not
games.
weighted the same way. Right?
Yeah.
So because you'll have a champion in
In both leagues.
right. So
Yeah.
it would be okay. So you've got this is the South Division. I don't know whether it's a division or sometimes it's just
South Conference.
South Conference. Okay. And who would you say your biggest rivals are in this conference?
So in this conference, it's always Cedarville. We have the Battle of 72 with football and every other sport, really. So mostly Cedarville, but at least when I was in school, I would say talent-wise would probably have been Cedarville or Southeastern for sure.
Well, the reason I was asking, we did Cedarville baseball this past spring, and the Cedarville coach also is at Miami Trace as a teacher.
Oh, okay.
And he's going to be on our football broadcast tomorrow night. So
Oh, that's awesome.
we borrow from everyone. Okay, I better catch up here. It's 8-4. Ooh,
That was a good tip right behind the block for Miss Allie.
so she's making a strong showing here
She
coming
is.
back.
Well, no, Ava came back.
Oh, Ava.
But she's
now,
been
Ava,
doing pretty
Ava
hot.
had an appendicitis problem that had to be removed, I guess.
Yes, so her, I guess her appendix was about to rupture, so they had to remove that. And she was out for, I think, a few weeks.
Kennedy Cummings replacing 5, Claire Toby. Number 12, Mackenzie Carmen back in for the Jets.
Just a little short on that receive. A little short.
9-6. Well, since both these schools, Cedarville and Greeneview, are so close together, it's a natural rivalry.
Right.
And they're undefeated in football so far this year.
Who?
Cedarville.
They are.
They are.
Wow.
Got a strong football team.
I'm happy to hear that. I mean, off the record,
Yeah,
because
be careful because you'll be getting all kinds of things on social media.
right, they didn't do too hot when we were in school.
Right.
So it was always a fun game to go to because of the rivalry, but it was always mostly a blowout. So I'm glad to hear that they are having some more competition level.
Right.
That was a really good hit. kill by Aaron Gardner.
So 11-6 is the score here. We're in this first set.
Mm-hmm.
And we know we'll at least play 3, right?
Yep. Nice up. Another kill from Aaron Gardner.
So what position did you play when you played volleyball?
So when I started playing, I was an outside hitter, and I really, really wanted to set. But I've been 5'10" since probably the 7th grade.
So do you have to be tall to set, or do you have to be short?
You don't have, now colleges like you to be tall.
Now set, as I understand it, that's where the girl positions the ball for the whoever's going to make the kill.
Yep.
Okay.
So for college, they like you to be a tall setter. But when you're in a school where nobody else is as tall as you, you get a designated hitter position.
Yeah, you can only gather from the population
Right.
that is there.
So I hit outside for a while. I hit middle all throughout high school. I did play back row, so I played all the way around on the court.
Uh-huh.
And then I hit right side and set for college. So. A little bit of everywhere.
That's good. It always helps when you coach.
It does, because I know what I'm talking about in each spot.
That's right, and you're respected to know those things because you actually play those positions.
Right.
Thirteen to 6.
Now, I didn't make it for their warm-ups, but how do you think their warm-ups went for both teams?
Well, they hit the ball a lot at me. No, I think that once again, of course, it's warm-up. It's kind of hard to tell what a team's like when they're in warm-up. But I've already seen Greeneview play, so I had that advantage when they played Miami Trace earlier in the year.
Yeah.
And there's no question they've got a great team, and they're known for good teams. That's the other thing. Greeneview has had a storied history as far as volleyball.
Yeah, we've been ever since I was in high school. We've been doing pretty well. So now that I'm old, I can say I do miss it.
But now that you're old, how old are you? Can you tell us?
I will be 23 in a couple weeks.
Oh, that's old. That's old. Well, I'm a little bit older than 23.
That was a good spot.
That was good. So what do you do in real life?
So now I'm in nursing school, so that takes up a lot of my time.
Right.
I also work at Miami Valley South Hospital in Centerville.
Oh, okay.
And I serve at Jasper Hills Kitchen and Bar off of in between Jamestown and Xenia.
Where I heard they don't tip very well sometimes.
I think they do great job.
I do my research.
I've actually never played golf before until yesterday. One of the people I work with took me out and said, we're going to try it. And so I did, and I actually really enjoyed it. I got a par on my first day. Yeah.
All right.
I was doing pretty good.
Sounds like it. So are you going to take it up?
I might. We talked about trying to go on Wednesdays because the people I went with, that was like the mutual day we all had.
Isn't that the medical profession's day that they normally play golf?
Wednesdays?
Yeah, the doctors all do.
They do. That they do. Pretty. Another kill by Erin Gardner. She's doing really good this game.
18-6.
Mm-hmm.
So you almost seem too calm about all this. Have you done this before?
I haven't.
No.
I think that's why I'm so calm.
Oh. Oh, is that it?
I'm a pretty loud, outgoing person normally, so I'm just.
You're just in your natural habitat. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, I guess. And I'm liking it so far.
Well, great. I'm glad. So it's 18-7, I think, if we see that. Yeah, there we go.
Yep.
Northeastern substitution for Olivia Seaburn, replacing Addison Planer. Seaburn now serving.
Ooh, good save. Good block. Solid block by Kylie Locke and Mackenzie Carmen.
19-7 is the score. We're in the first set. You're listening to Campus Nation, the Internet Sports Authority. Caitlin and I are taking in all the action, and we're getting ready to figure out where we're going to play some golf.
Heck yeah.
I don't play golf.
Oh.
Since I've been very young.
You know what, honestly, I don't play either, so we'd be pretty good.
There you go. We could shank them.
Oh.
Another point. (20-7), the Rams. Pretty commanding lead here in this first set. Oh.
I feel like Northeastern might be giving up a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like they're. I don't think it's because they're tired. They may just be.
I mean, they're a little defeated mentally.
Exactly. Right.
They don't have as much teamwork as they had in the beginning.
And anyone that's ever played sports, any kind of sports, you know there's a psychology in it.
There absolutely is. You know, my mom always told me that the game is 80% mental and 20% physical.
And that's just about any way you think about it. I know I ran track when I was in high school, and it was very mental, trying to always psych out the other guys.
Okay, their setter's also hitting.
Lift? Did they lift the ball? Is that what this means? What's this mean?
It just means it's their point because
okay. He's
she
not
went to
asking
tip
for
it.
a donation or anything. So 22-8. Jets have some work to do here.
Good spot.
And actually, we've been doing this for 12 years.
Okay.
Longer than most anybody that's ever been streaming has streamed.
So how did you start doing it for Greeneview? Like what?
Well, we're in Jeffersonville.
Yeah.
And we the last time we did anything for Greeneview was, I think, 2015.
Okay.
And we did a football game with East Clinton.
Okay.
But we hadn't done anything since, so we decided, hey, it's time, since you're in our area,
right,
that we start doing. So we looked at the teams, we looked at the competitive
Schedules.
areas, and we thought, this is great. And obviously Miami Trace is legitimately in our broadcast areas for our station.
Right.
So we do Miami Trace and we do Greeneview, and I think they're good choices. And they're different leagues, so we get to see a lot more teams this way.
Right. I would say Northeastern's passing isn't doing bad at all.
Yeah.
But that is the end of the first set.
So first set 25-8.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's 25. You have to win by 2. Is that right? Except for the final set. Would that be the third set, or would that be if you had to go 4 or 5 sets?
It'd be the fifth set.
So the fifth set is the only one that is shorter than the others.
Yep.
And you may not get to that if it keeps going the way it's going.
That is correct.
Right. Yeah.
There was a game in high school. It was one of my games. We played West Liberty Salem, and it lasted for 2.5 hours because every set we played 5 sets, and every set was point for point.
Wow, that would be an incredible game to broadcast.
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Well, I'm sure it was a lot of fun to play in too, right?
Yeah.
Nail biter. So I don't know where I heard that you had gone to Wright State. I knew you were. So you're a Bearcat.
I am.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got a good football team.
We do.
They're playing in a new league this year. Everybody's excited about them being in the Big 12 or 15 or however many teams are in that league now.
Right.
So maybe you'll get to attend a football game this year.
I hope so. They were a lot of fun. So I hope I can at least make one. One of my good friends, she still lives down in Cincinnati, and she goes to she goes to main campus now.
Right.
So I try to go down there about once, maybe twice a month, and still see her. And
so are you going to a remote campus? You're doing this online? You can't go to? You have to have labs and stuff, right?
Yeah. So everything is back in person. So I drive to Dayton 3 days out of the week, and then.
So you're downtown at Sinclair in Dayton.
Yep.
Okay.
And then on Thursdays, I have my clinicals at Kettering Main Hospital. So I drive to Kettering on Thursdays.
All right. I guess I better clear the score here. All right. So the Rams are up 1-0. I don't know whether they say that in volleyball. They say that in tennis.
You know, that was one thing I was never good at was tennis.
See, that was I played tennis for fun. I never played it in high school.
Right.
But I enjoyed playing tennis, but as you get a little older, you slow down. So now I probably should be playing pickleball or something like that.
Pickleball's fun. I learned how to play pickleball.
Did you? Okay.
I did.
Well, maybe we'll have to do some pickleball.
Oh,
what a save. Out. Point Rams.
it doesn't have their age on the lineup for Northeastern.
She actually asked me if that was necessary. I said, look, as long as you can identify the player and the number, that's the critical thing. We want to give these girls all the attention that we can give them. I can't look at them and tell what their age is.
Right.
They're all very young. No.
That was a kill by Peyton Witt,
So
Northeastern.
we talked about sort of a natural inclination for a winter sport to play basketball. Did you ever play basketball?
I did.
Did you?
I actually thought about playing it at UC as well.
Really?
But volleyball took up a lot of time, so I did. I played basketball longer than volleyball, actually. My families were big into basketball. My aunt and my mom actually held records at Greeneview until 2016, I
Seriously?
think.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're a big basketball family for sure. They were a little heartbroken when I picked volleyball over basketball, but.
And why did you?
I liked volleyball more.
Okay.
I think I had more of a passion for it.
Well, you got to do your passion, right?
I do miss basketball so very much, though. My brother plays, so I go out and play with him sometimes, and I'll go to the Y and play some games there as well. But I do miss it a lot.
Well, basketball is a good sport. Just about anybody can play it. I used to play it a lot, once again, probably when I was younger, but we'd go to what used to be Fairmont East in Kettering, and they had a lot of outdoor courts there we'd play.
Oh, okay.
I grew up in Beaver Creek.
Yeah. My cousin goes to Beaver Creek High School. He's on the men's volleyball team there.
Oh, okay. All right, there you go. I'm a Beaver Creek alumni.
My grandpa's a Beaver Creek alumni, too.
Well, he's probably from a class close to mine.
You know what? I don't even say. Think he's 71, 70, something like that. Yeah, he liked Beaver Creek a lot. He did track and football, and I don't know what was the other thing. He played 3, but I don't remember the other one.
So what was the last name?
Sweat.
So what was his first name?
Steven.
Steve Sweat? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he graduated a year before I did.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wrestled? Did he wrestle?
I don't remember.
I don't know.
I don't remember. I think he played basketball.
Did he? just about everybody at Beaver Creek wrestled, so that's why I asked.
Yeah, it was. She said it was a smaller school back then.
Well, Beaver Creek was a smaller. Yeah.
Not compared to now. I mean, my cousin said that they have like 500 kids in their graduating class.
Yeah. Our senior class was 625.
That's insane.
That was 1971. 1971 from Beaver Creek.
That is crazy. We
Yeah.
only had about, I think, 130 in mine. So everybody knew each other by first name, last name, and their family.
Did someone call us? You have to play that over? What are they going to do?
That was out.
All right, so 7-3. Yeah, Beaver Creek back then was more of a rural high school, and of course it has grown immensely since then. But even back then, I think there were 2,500 students going to the high school.
That is crazy.
Yeah, because our graduating class was larger than most schools.
Yeah.
Actual, their full school enrollment.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine what it would be like to grow up and not know. I mean, like I said, I knew everybody in the grade above me, below me. Like, I couldn't imagine going to school and not knowing everybody I went with.
Well, I knew quite a few people, but most everybody knew me because I did all the morning announcements.
Yeah.
I did a lot of, obviously, radio stuff, all that kind of stuff when I was in school.
That was a good serve. Ace by Claire Toby.
11-3. So the Jets take a timeout. They're going to try to regroup here. They're already down one set. They don't want to go down two sets.
Yeah, it's hard to come back up from that.
That's right. As we said, and I'll bring that graphic up so that you can see it, tomorrow night we are at West Jeff. It's Greeneville, or Greeneview at West Jeff. The Rough Riders are hosting the Rams, and it'll be an interesting game. Now, the Rams had a very good football team last year. They actually, I think, went into the playoffs. They've had sort of they were down on their luck with this game that we covered last week. It was West Liberty Salem, and they pretty much shellacked the Rams. But so it'll be interesting to see as far as the West Jeff team and what kind of team they've got. And of course, it'll be their home game. So
West Liberty has always had really good teams. They have really good coaching staff all around. So it was always a good game that we could look forward to whenever we'd come up to play them.
So that's volleyball that you're talking, right?
That's all sports, volleyball, basketball. I mean, in the North Conference, I would probably say West Lib and Fairbanks were our two
biggest
competitors. Like we knew that those were going to be really good games. So.
Well, and some information that we, I think, talked about before you were here when we first started on the air. We have a broadcaster that broadcasted several of the Wilmington games a couple years back for us. His name is Jeff Merling, and he actually was a star quarterback and captain for West Jeff. So that takes us back to his high school career.
Yeah.
He was pretty storied.
That was a good push. Good up. Came up a little short, but the libero got her hand on it.
So 13-4.
Oh, good save by Aaron Gardner.
Actually saved it.
Oh.
Hit it twice?
It was a lift, so when you go to set the ball, if it has if it has an uneven spin, meaning one hand touched it before the other,
Right.
it's a double.
Okay.
So you have to have that most perfect receive to the hands for it to come off not wonky.
That was wonky?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you're making me hungry for chocolate.
That was a good up. Okay. Good save. Looks like Northeastern's getting a little hustle into it now.
Maybe they're getting a little spark.
Oh.
15 even more, replacing number 1, Bailey Bloom.
So, Rams up 14-5 here in this second set. 15-5.
Ace by Emma Hassett.
An ace by Emma Hassett.
So, needless to say, you never played with any of these girls. They're too young, but you did coach some of them.
I did, yep. Yeah, they're a little, another ace by Emma Hassett.
So, of all the girls that are on the team right now, who was the hardest to coach? I'm not going to make you answer that.
No, none of them. It was actually really nice. Like, none of them were stubborn. None of them, they were all eager to learn.
Okay.
And I think that really helps, and that comes with their character development as players. They listened with all ears. They paid attention. So it made it really fun.
Good answer. And once again, we don't have to worry about any social media comments, right? And this is the first time that we've been here in this gym. And I've been impressed with the facilities as far as here at Greeneview. And we are in a lot of stadiums, a lot of gyms.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we see them all over the state. In fact, we do multiple states. We've been down as far as into Tennessee, into Western Tennessee. We've been down into, obviously, Kentucky. We do Central State this year. A couple games. We do their homecoming at the college level. And we've done Central State in the past several times. That we're looking forward to because there's always some fun games at Central State, and they've got great football out there. And they're nearby.
Yeah, that is true. So I was really jealous. My first game coming back when I graduated, I came to watch, and they had gotten a whole new gym floor. So this gym is pretty new.
Right. So it was refinished or new, meaning the wood and everything?
Yep, wood and everything.
Wow.
They got a brand new gym. I did get to play on it once in the alumni game, so that was nice. But yeah, it looks really nice.
So now when they have an alumni game, do you play the actual current team varsity or do you play another alumni team, or how's that work?
Now, I think playing the current varsity team would actually be really fun.
Right.
But the way they did it, this was like their first year having it, so the way they did it was they split up by years you were in school. So if you graduated between 15 and 19, you were on a team. 14 and...
So we're putting our vote in for the current varsity team plays the an alumni team.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's the way
I would love to do that.
All right, so we'll put in our 2 cents there. Makes sense to me.
Winner of winners game.
Oh, miss hit there. 18-7.
Now, I would say, although the score, Northeastern isn't doing bad at passing, and they have some really good servers. So they just got to put it all together. Hits. They look a little bit on the younger side. Like
They do look young.
They don't have as many years of playing under their belt as some of our girls have.
18-8. Maybe a slight ray of light here for the Jets. They can work their way back into this match. That doesn't help.
Clear Toby replacing 13 Kennedy Cummins.
Oh.
Point Greeneview. Point Greeneview.
She went over the net.
Okay. So 21-9.
So I know this is the first year in a long time that she has, I think, 3 or 4, maybe 5 players that are above 6 foot tall.
There are some tall girls on the team.
There
and
are.
I imagine that will bode well for a Greeneview Lady Rams basketball team.
Oh, I hope so. The Northeastern libero, Nina Jones, just had a really good save. That was really good.
Now, is that number 8?
Yep, that's number 8.
I can tell by her jersey. That's
Yep.
the only thing that helps me.
Well, it's Northeastern with the ace.
So they're on a run. 21-11.
Point Greeneview.
So Greeneview's doubled up on Northeastern, 22-11.
Allie Trimman back into the game, replacing 22, Ava Foster.
You're here in the second set, live on the campus of Greeneview High School.
Good hit by number 6,
Looks like she
Peyton
put some
Witt.
spin on that one.
She did.
Kill by Peyton Witt, assisted by Zoe Tuttle. 14, Grace Chadwell back in.
Oh,
That was an amazing hit by
Yeah,
Miss
nice.
Eva Moore.
Number 1, Bailey Bloom, replacing 15, Eva Moore. Bloom now serving for the Rams.
oh.
Just a little short.
So is this set point? 24-12.
Yep.
Oh. In the net.
So that finishes the second set.
Second set to the Rams, as it was the first set. By about, I think, the same score. Very similar.
Around there, yeah.
Yep.
What station would this be if I wanted somebody to listen to it?
They can tune into campusnation.com and
Okay.
actually watch it.
Okay.
Because obviously all that you're seeing on our switcher is the same thing that we're doing as far as live broadcast. And then we also own the FM radio station. It's a low power FM in Jeffersonville, WZAA 106.9.
Okay.
So the nice thing is that you can actually watch the match. You don't have to just listen to it. It's kind
Yeah,
of hard.
that's
It's kind
awesome.
of hard to listen to volleyball, isn't it?
It is, especially if you're not quite like.
If you're not very knowledgeable of it, yes.
If you've never played it or been around it, it is very hard to keep up with.
That's
for sure.
right. That's right. So we're going into the third set here on Campus Nation, the Internet Sports Authority, and this is our second time into Greeneview in just the last week. We did the game last week, football game, and tomorrow we will be covering their football game at West Jefferson.
My brother is playing West Jefferson right now over at the middle school.
So the middle school is actually playing West Jefferson the day before.
Oh.
Because a lot of times they play the day after.
Oh, yeah, they always play on Saturdays.
Yeah, usually play on Saturdays. And we used to, for the last 4 years, we did pretty much exclusively Clinton Massey football.
Okay.
They've got a good football program. They've had it for years. And we were there when they won their last state championship.
That's amazing.
Did that all the way up through Canton. But they've gone to a different platform where they're actually charging people to watch it. We never charge people. We're always, we get sponsors and we have sponsors, and that's the way we usually run it. But so that opened up the doors for us to come to Greeneview and also to Miami Trace. And we've been to Trace before. We've just not done anything with Greeneview since, like I said, back 2015, something like that.
Yeah.
But we're glad to be back. So they usually, run off a minute between each set?
3 minutes.
3 minutes, okay. So they just run the clock for the last minute, or how does that work? Because there was only a minute on the clock.
Give or take. Normally they're supposed to run it for the full 3 minutes.
No, all right.
But this game's going pretty fast, so.
Point Rams. Ooh.
Point Northeastern.
Never like giving away a point like that.
No.
Miami Trace, that first game that they played against Greeneview, and it may have been just the pressure, but they had like 9 of those errors. And that they still won.
Right. Losing a serve is tough, especially if you're the reason you lost it. If you didn't get it over, or if it went out of bounds, because it's one of the easiest points to get. You serve the ball and you let the other team mess up. That's kind of how it goes.
Right. It's all about messing up.
It
right?
is. It is. Take the pressure off yourself a little bit, and as long as you get it over and in, then not much to it after that.
Speak of the devil.
Right.
So we're all tied up 2-2 here early in this third set.
Substitution 1, Addison Flannery replacing Olivia Seaburn. Point Greeneview.
Point for point.
Nobody, I was going to say nobody wants the.
Nobody wants to serve.
That's right. So what position did you prefer of all the positions you played? In the back, in the front?
So I love to hit. One of the things that it was kind of incentive was that obviously not on purpose, but if you were to hit and it would hit the opponent like in the upper chest face area, you get some ice cream. And it was always.
No, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. Who put that contract out?
Coaches for sure.
You sure you want to stand by that? So
it was a lighthearted, like I said, never on purpose.
No. Okay.
But it was always an adrenaline, fun, like it got you pumped up.
So you were always playing. You liked the front row?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I would block you, and I look right into your eyes and make sure you know I do it again.
Oh, I like that.
I was very competitive growing up.
I find that hard to believe. 3-3, 4-3. Yeah, there we get point. 4-3. Rams over the Jets. A little tighter early going.
It was a nice kill for Allie Truman.
That was number 11. She's fairly tall, as well as number 2. Very tall.
Yes.
So
they're the ones that are one of the ones that are in the 6 foot range.
I was going to
so
say,
I think it's the 3 in the front row and the one serving.
Look at the Jets. I mean, you look at those tall trees and you say, whoa.
Absolutely.
Very intimidating.
Absolutely.
Because you're afraid you're going to get hit in the chest. Oh, and it made it over.
Oh, short.
And it was
short.
a point.
Point Northeastern.
What's this?
Sub.
Oh,
Kennedy
okay.
Cummings replacing Claire Toby. Number 12, Mackenzie Harmon into the game for the Jets.
Oh, that was a good dump by the setter.
Point Greeneview.
Northeastern's having all of the right ideas. They just need to bring the ideas into execution.
Right, they got to execute those ideas. It doesn't do any good to have great ideas if you can't
Follow through with them.
That's right.
Point Greeneview.
7-4.
Well, a little bit closer than the last couple. So
It's a little tighter.
these games sometimes are really hard because when you win by a lot, you kind of loosen up your level of play.
Right. Gives
and
the other
then-
team some incentive to come back on you.
Yeah, that, and it just, you get into a habit of doing stuff that you don't normally do, like
Bad
not
habits.
moving your feet and
Yep.
missing your serve and stuff like that because there's not as much intensity keeping up your level of play.
Right.
So,
So closer, well, I'm sure just like that game against, especially if you're playing like an East Clinton or you're playing a team like Miami Trace
Yep.
that have good teams and they've had phenomenal teams.
yep.
And of course, East Clinton's had some fantastic teams as well. With the, there were 2 girls. I think they were related, but they played in. At some point, I think they actually played in the same year, but they graduated. One graduated before the other, and I don't recall the last name, but I know their mother was a doctor. And they were very good.
Even more replacing Bailey Bloom.
9-5. Yeah, as much time as it takes to get everything set up, get all the cameras positioned and all that, and then, if it goes in straight sets, it's sort of a letdown.
Yeah. Number 13 for Greeneview, Kennedy Cummings. She's a pretty good passer. Good block by Miss Eva.
Is that in?
Point Northeastern.
No, guess not.
That was a nice kill.
I'll tell you what,
Peyton Witt again.
the Jets are they're cranking it up a little bit.
They are.
Well, they got to do it now.
Now or never.
That's right. Two hits. Timeout.
Timeout Greeneview.
I guess we want to refocus our attention. It's sort of gotten to the point now with this tie of 9-9. Definitely the closest set of the 3 sets that we've seen played so far.
These games get hard. They get hard, like I said, winning 3 straight because normally most people think they're easy, like because you come out with 3 wins.
Right.
But it's keeping up your level of play and not stooping down to your opponents.
Yep, back to that intensity, right?
Yeah. So it gets hard because you have to, keep doing what you're doing the first 2 sets. But it's like that 3rd game, you're just kind of going through the motions, it feels like.
You also have to have that killer instinct, right?
Yep.
Got to put them away.
Absolutely.
Can't give them any chance to breathe here. And I believe that's actually the first lead that the Jets have had in these sets.
Yep.
10-9. Oh, Oh, it was touched.
Yep. Tipped it off her arms.
11-9.
Ace by Zoe Tuttle.
Girls don't actually look tired, so I don't think that's the case. I think maybe they're just, sometimes you lose your focus.
You do. You do. Good kill by Eva Moore.
Maybe that'll pick the crowd up here.
It also gets tough because, normal games for other teams are just one and done. Volleyball, you play best 3 out of 5.
Right.
So at that third set, even at the second set, your opponent is getting kind of a feel for how you run the game, whether that's slow, fast.
Right.
If you like to do a lot of trick sets or trick plays and stuff like that. So it does get more difficult towards the end because they know how you play.
And this will be the first and only time the Jets are in to play here, or because you don't play home and away, do you? As far as the opposite conference.
So we used to play both North and South. Both North and South Conference was just one conference.
Right.
So we used to, yes, but now I think since they're split up North and South, no, we'll only play them one time.
So the only teams you play are the teams that are in your conference, as far as you'll play those twice.
Yep.
So you play Cedarville here, and
Yep.
you play Cedarville at Cedarville.
I think we've already played them once.
I think you have.
And I think we lost.
Oh, seriously?
Because we had 2 players injured, one who still has a broken.
Appendicitis?
Well, yeah, one who had appendicitis, and the other one who is sitting on the bench with a boot. I think she broke her ankle and tore some tendons or something along those lines.
So is she still out?
She is. She's over there still.
I think I saw her earlier coming into the gym.
Yeah. So she said that she had to move players around different spots because they had 2 of their main players hurt. So it was a little bit of a rough ride, but they said, it was a close game. So she's hoping that now that they have all their players back, it should be a win.
Rams are within 1 here in the third set.
Bloom into the game, replacing Eva Moore. Bloom now serving for Greeneview.
That was a good receive ball out of the net from Zoe Tuttle.
Picked it right up. So they've got a spark this third set here.
They do. They found it. They woke up.
Right, 14-12.
That was a nice jump set.
Keeping it tight.
Chloe Cole replacing Taylor Warner.
So do you wish you were out there sometimes?
Yeah, I do. I do miss it very much. Nice kill by Northeastern.
That was nice.
Kill by Peyton Witt.
15-13. Third set. Jets are hanging on.
Nice kill by Allie Truman. All it takes is one, so if Northeastern can get this one under their belt, it might be a good rest of the games.
It's true. That didn't help. Tied up. All right, we'll see what these Jets are made of here. 15 all in the third set.
Keeping it alive.
Good rally here. Wow. So once again, the Rams have taken the lead, 16-15.
Let's hope they keep it.
They want to try to close this out here in the third set. It's been a tough battle this set.
Point Northeastern.
Tied up.
Back and forth.
Lydia Seaburn back into the game for the Jets, now serving.
Rams back in the lead.
Eva Moore replacing Maylin Bloom for the Rams.
So did you actually play on the same team Maddie played on here, or was she behind you?
So she was a grade below me, but we did play on the same team for, I think she was on varsity, I want to say her sophomore year on. So I did get to play with her for about 3 years. She was my senior year, she was one of our starters. We had a really good team my senior year. 3-point lead.
19-16. It gets tougher to come back when you get this kind of a lead here, this far into the set.
I was always told 4, so you never want to give them any more than 4. 4 you can ideally come back from, especially more in a college level play.
Well, there's your 4.
Anything after 4, it's most likely not going to work out in your favor.
Jets take time out. It's 20-16. We're in the third set. The first 2 sets were the property of the Rams, so the Jets have to win this set if they want to keep this night going.
Yep.
So we'd probably rather be on a cruise, wouldn't we?
Yeah. Cruise would be nice.
You know, I've never been on a cruise, and I'm not one to take motion that well, so I don't know if I'd get sick on a cruise. I know the ships are so big,
Right.
but even the ships as big as they are, they do some rocking.
Well, that's what everybody keeps telling me, because I was saying the same thing. I love the ocean, and I love boats and jet skis and all that, but
Right.
I just feel like, I don't know, being out in the middle of nowhere kind of freaks me out.
Yeah, right. Well, you have internet access.
Yeah, that's true. Another
Oh,
kill by Eva Moore.
Getting close here.
Concussion in the stands.
Student section made up of all males, it looks like.
Yeah,
I guess this is what they would call their student section.
absolutely.
Uh-huh.
That was always the thing, too, when I was in school. All
Come
the
out to
guys would
support
come
the girls.
support. Yep.
Yeah.
And then every Friday we'd be out there doing the same thing.
Well, and we've got boys volleyball now. I don't know whether you've got a boys volleyball team here at Greeneview, but it officially became an Ohio High School Athletic Association sport, along with wrestling for girls.
We had a couple girls go to state for wrestling this year for Greeneview.
Really?
Yep. They, I think, won one state last year, and then I think she either graduated or she came runner-up this year. But we had a couple state placers.
23-16. Rams trying to ice this.
Out of bounds.
So a little bit of light for the Jets.
5-point lead is kind of
Insurmountable. And
But I would say the girl, Miss Zoe Tuttle, was the one getting all of their aces. So
right.
as long as they keep it up, they have a good chance.
Good. Closing the gap. 5-point lead.
Now, Eva Moore, it's not like she had
She's
surgery at all.
Isn't she hot?
She is.
Yeah, you couldn't tell at all that maybe it was.
She's been out for a couple weeks. Maybe her appendix was holding her back.
So this would be match point.
Yep. Oh, point for Northeastern. Peyton Witt's on fire this game, too. I think she's had almost all of their kills.
(24-19).
Now they're holding on to that last point.
They are.
Another kill by Peyton Witt.
They won't give up. 20-24, 24-20.
They need 6 points to take the set.
Oh, you hate to lose it that way.
No, that was always the worst.
So the final 25-20 is the score here.
They did pick it back up towards the end, though. I will give Northeastern that.
They did. Well, and they got, I think, a little better each of the sets they played. But, well, what do you think?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I think my nerves kind of went away, so it got easier as the time went on.
Well, that's because I put you at ease.
You made it fun. It was a lot of fun.
Well, I appreciate that, and I appreciate you coming out and doing this game with us. And who knows, maybe you'll be drafted and picked up in the big leagues as far as the broadcasting.
Oh, maybe. I am. I'm broadcasting.
Should there be someone we want to talk to?
Some of the players would interview, or maybe Jan. I'm sure she would love to.
Okay, I'll go over and ask Jan if she wants to come over.
Yeah, get her opinion on how things went.
I'll let you interview her.
Okay.
All right, another new phase here.
Okay.
Hang on.
There you go.
Here comes Caitlin. So she's going to ask you some compelling questions, Jen. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Sorry. I wanted to say hi to him. Are there certain questions you want me to ask?
Ask anything you want to ask.
Okay.
You know each other, right?
We do.
We do.
Okay, so probably first and foremost, how do you think Miss Eva did on her first game back?
I thought she did fantastic.
She did.
She did well.
I told him that I think her appendix was kind of holding her back a little bit.
She did great. We were limited
Yeah.
with what we could do with her. She's not, we didn't want her to fall or dive for a ball. So
Right. Right. So when does she get the 100% clear?
You give them confidence when you break down.
You do, absolutely.
So.
How did it feel to coach against Phil again? I know you guys have both been coaching for a long time now.
We're the two oldies left in the business, so he knows how I coach and I know how he's coached.
Absolutely.
So I knew exactly what he would do, and I think he knew what I would do. So it It was a matter of athlete per athlete, which we have good athletes.
You do. I think you said this is the first year that you've had at least, 3 or 4 that are all above 6 foot?
Absolutely.
And I don't think we've had any people that tall since I graduated.
Exactly. Exactly.
So.
Yeah, it's good. We just have to learn to play through a team that we're dominating at times. You got to play through that. So we're learning. We're learning.
And I know your youngest is on the team, so how is she?
You know, she really runs a good right side, and she hasn't been able to do it all year because Eva's been out, so I moved her to the middle. So I was hoping she would get more today, but if the passing isn't perfect, then she's not going to get that ball. So.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what we need to work on.
So what do you think you would take from this game to move forward? What do you think you need to work on or get back to?
Defense. Absolutely. I could have all the hitters in the world, but if we can't play defense, it doesn't do me much good.
Yeah, there were a couple stands and looks.
Oh,
and,
my gosh.
Watching.
Yes.
So.
I agree. I agree. And we're going to have an interesting practice tomorrow.
I remember those days.